Hello guys, in this rigging tutorial for Cinema 4D we are going to see how to rig rubberhose members for characters, and I'm just going to focus on the arm and reverse it with a mirror, and that will be all for this tutorial, so no controllers for the legs, etc. Just a rubberhose rig with joints for the arm. So you see that I went ahead and put some joints already for the character. And you see that I put regular joints for the arm. So we have the upper arm and the forearm here. What we would like, it's to have a character by Everfresh Design, by the way. You can find it in the presets of Cinema 4D. So you can work along with me with the same character if you want to. So we would like to have one joint per subdivision here, so that I can individually move each subdivision in order to have a beautiful rounded arc for my arm. But I would also like this to be automatic, meaning that I don't want to have one controller per subdivision, so one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, etc. I would just want to have my regular set of controllers for an FK arm, which are the arm, the forearm, and the hand, period. So no IK to FK switch here, I'm just going to focus on a FK arm. So you can see here I've got my shoulder and my FK members. So I'm going to grab my left arm joint, copy paste it, and so I've got a copy here, and I'm going to copy paste it again and move it forward over here. Copy paste, move it forward, copy paste, move it forward, copy paste, move it forward, and I'm going to make sure it is snapped onto the elbow here. So I activate snap here and I put it in axis mode. Tack, it is snapped, and now I've got my chain of joints that I can rename. Is going to be LR bind _1, _2, _3, 4, and 5. Okay, I can do the same for the forearm. Bam, copy paste. I just got my forearm here, copy paste it, go to the front view, and move it down, copy paste it again, move it down, copy paste it, move it down, copy paste it, move it down, copy paste it, and I'm going to snap the last one on the hand. So I've got all these joints here, each one for one subdivision of the arm, and it's going to be bind 1, and the same idea. I'm going to go down and rename everything. Bind 2, bind 3, bind 4, bind 5. This one is going to be hand, and it's not going to be bind. And I think this one here, so the elbow for the top arm, is not going to be a bind, it's just going to be number 5. Meaning it's not going to be a bound to the geometry. I can group it. Group this one is going to be head, arm, _ bind. Group this one, so right click, group object, and for arm and bind. Tack. I'm going to save that. Incremental. Okay. So we got my joints. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use something named IK Spline. So if I come to this new scene to demonstrate it, I'm going to open like this view, and I'm going to snap onto the grid and make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to create a new spline, point mode. I'm going to snap to point, not grid, okay. And I'm going to snap a point here, and it's not point, it's axis. To snap here while making my spline a bezier. So I want to have this these handles here and snap here. Okay. If I go back to the 3D view, I now have my joints and my spline. And if I go to my first joint, rigging tile, IK spline, I can put my spline in here, and in the end, I can put my joint 6. I will put that to relative and twist, okay. And as the handles, we add for the first point and the second point here, and I'm going to quickly create and create, so that creates automatically. And now if I grab my null 1 here, and it moves my spline, and it also moves my joints. And if I rotate it, you can see that I have kind of a bezier happening. And actually, if I select my my spline, you can see my my bezier handle here, and this handle is controlled by this parameter here named depth. I think it's number 1 here, so at 19. If I put it higher, the handle goes longer, and my curve is smoother. So this is the idea behind rubberhose rigging with joints, and this is what we are going to do for our character. So if I come back here, I'm going to point mode, take the spline tool, snap to axis. I'm going to the front view, and I'm going to put 1 point here, grab the handle like so, and another point here. Okay. And in the 3D view, I'm going to make sure that my spline is snapped to my that my spline is snapped to my joints. So I can solo it, grab this point, and solo. It's not snapped, but I can just make it snap now. Same thing for the other point. Tack and beam. So this is going to be okay. Spline tail underscore arm, and I'm going to do the same for the arm. So meaning I'm going to go to the front view, grab this tool. I just want 1 point here, 1 point here. Escape. A 3D view, a solo. Okay, I made a mistake. So I go again. 1 point here and 1 point here. Escape. Tack. To the 3D view, I make sure to snap in 3D. Up. And up. And I rename it, I guess, spline L for arm. So I should have 2 splines looking something like that. It would be better if the handles were perfectly straight. But if it's not the case, honestly, it will work as well. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, so I've got that. into my hierarchy here, I'm going to take my joints, my bind joints, and I'm going to put them below my FK arm, like so, and under my shoulder, but at the same level as my FK arm. Because we are going to reference the position of the FK joints to the bind joints, and for that we need them to be at the same level of hierarchy, but the FK needs to be above, because Cinema 4D reads from top to bottom, so it's going to read first the FK position, and then it's going to copy paste it to the bind joint. If we set it this way, it's going to read the position of FK. Sorry, my dog. Shh. So yeah, if we put it this way, it's going to read first the position of the forearm bind, and then the position of the FK joints, and then it's going to go all the way down, then up again, and then it's going to give the information it took on the FK joints to the bind joints. So your animation is going to lag 1 frame behind. We don't want that, so we put the FK above the bind joints. Where is the hand? And as for the hand, I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to select all, selection run, freeze all, and I'm going to put the splines somewhere here. Okay. So I'm going to set up my tags. So first, the arm. Take the first joint, right click, rigging tag, AG spline. I'm going to set it to relative. I'm going to put this spline in and the last joint here. Set the twist to object. Double click for the 2 points of the spline, one here, one here, so 2 handles. Create. And now I've got my 2 handles, and if I move this one, you see that my joints are following me. No. So I'm going to rename that L arm L elbow arm, something like that. And this is going to be L arm out. I'll be rename that top because it's on the top part of the arm. I can do the same for the forearm. So right click, again tag, IK spline. Tag, I put my forearm spline, and I put my hand as my end of chain. Put it to relative, twist, object, handles, add, create. So the null 0 is going to be this one. So it's going to be elbow bottom for the bottom part of the arm. And this is going to be L hand IK. I'm just going to freeze it off for now. Check that if I move one, they are moving. Yes, they are. And these 2 ones I can group. Group object is going to be L underscore elbow underscore IK. Freeze it and freeze this one as well. So now when I move that, it moves my joints on the 2 parts of the arm, the hand here and the arm here. Okay, so now I've got that. I'm going to create controllers for my character. So I'm just going to make controllers for the top part. So one spline that I'm going to snap here on the hips. One other that I'm also going to snap here on the hips. This one is going to be hips. This one is going to be pelvis. And now I can copy paste this one for the spine 1, spine 2, torso, the neck, maybe smaller, and at last for the head. And I can just break the spline to a real object instead of a parametric object. And then I can move the handle back to the joint head here. So okay, I can break everything. So it's going to be in that order. This is spine 1, spine 2, torso, neck, and head. I'm going to make one controller for the shoulder. That I can put somewhere over here, maybe smaller. Somewhere like here, I can break it, and I can move the anchor point through the actual shoulder by snapping it on the joint. So it's going to be end shoulder. And then the arm controls. So I'm taking the spline and I'm going to snap it over here on the shoulder, rotate it to match the arm rotation. Somewhere something like that. Copy paste it for the elbow and again for the hand. So it's going to be L arm, L forearm, L underscore hand. I'm going to break it. I'm going to put it under the torso and the shoulder as well, like so. And I'm going to freeze everything and put it into a null that I'm going to name controls. Okay, so that's done. Now I want my controllers to actually control my joints. So I want my FK joints to move along my controllers. So I'm going to grab everything FK. So hip, spine, torso, neck, head, shoulder, left arm, left forearm, and left hand FK. Not the bind joints. So right click, rigging tag, constraint, transform, maintain original, and I'm going to slide them one by one now. So hips. No. For the hips, I'm going to put the pelvis here. Freeze again. And the hips are going to be constrained to pelvis. Spine 1. Okay. Spine 1 is going to be spine 2. Torso. Neck. Head. Left shoulder. Left arm. Left forearm. Left forearm and left hand. Okay, so now if I grab my elbow and move it around, we can see that it moves my forearm. Okay, my shoulder moves everything here. Okay, looks like it's working. Or not. There is a mistake somewhere. Torso, it's torso, neck. They put the neck at the right place. Yes, I did. And the head. The problem is that I didn't put the head in the right place. So I'm just going to get the constraint. And slide a controller over here. Freeze it again. Go to the head, right click, rigging, constraint, transform, maintain original, and put the head controller. And now, if I grab like this, for instance, yes, it's working. So my hand is not moving. It's because it's not in the same hierarchy as my arm. So I need to put the constraint for my hand here. So rigging tag, constraint, parent. Now I'm going to put a transform constraint, maintain original, and I'm going to target my hand FK here. So now it should all move together. Yes. But as you can see, it's not moving my bind joints, and I want them to move around. So in order to do that, I'm going to take these elements here, and I'm going to put them in my joint hierarchy. And first, je create a controller. Cool! Sorry, my dog is playing, it's noisy. IK. And I'm going to put everything inside. Probably have to freeze again, no? Okay, and I'm going to put it here. Freeze. Okay, it's frozen. So I want my arm, my elbow and my hand to move with that. So what I can do is adding a few constraints. I'm going to add parent constraints. Rigging, constraint, parent, offset, maintain. So for the arm, I'm going to target the arm. Easy. And for the top IK, I want my rotation of my element here to be a blend between this rotation here and this rotation here, so that it turns like when I turn this, it turns like 50% of this rotation, and it's going to make a beautiful arc if it works this way. I can't explain it very well, just trust me, bro. So what I would do is I would take my top IK here, and I would add a second target. I would put both weights to 50, and the first target would be the arm, and the second target would be the forearm. And I would deactivate the parenting for the position. I just want to keep the rotation, so I'm just going to unclick that. And I'm going to do the same for this one. So for the bottom IK, same. I want first to target my forearm. And I want also to target my arm here. So if I move that, and I didn't do the hand, for the hand IK here, I want to target the hand of K. Okay. So it follows. But it's not following here, it's normal. It's because I unchecked the position. Because I want to add another controller, easier to control for us. So in order to do so, I'm going to create a cube. And I'm going to snap it onto my elbow here. And make it look something like that. Break it. Select one edge, Command A, Control R on a PC to select every edge, mesh, edge to spline, and then in the object manager here, you have your cube, and inside the cube, you have splines. So I'm just going to keep the splines. I'm going to rename that IK, bendy control. And I'm going to put it under mark for arm. I'm going to freeze it so that when I move my arm, it moves with my controller. Yup, I like it this way. And I'm going back to my IK controllers here. And so for the null L_L_IK here, I'm going to add a constraint, rigging tag constraint, parent. I think should work with parent, and I'm going to target this bendy controller here. So now when I grab my bendy controller, it moves my joints. And now when I move this, it moves. When I move this, it moves. Okay, it works. So it's still not bendy. If I rotate my arm here, you see it's kind of straight, not totally. This is because the bezier of the spline is controlled by this value over here. So for the top arm, the bezier on the shoulder should be 0. So it's index 0 here, I'm just going to put 0. And here we should be able to control this value manually in order to have a beautiful rounded arm. And same for the forearm. So the index 1 is going to be the hand. I want it set to 0. And this point here, I want to be able to control it manually in order to have this beautiful curve like so here. So I'm going to create a new null object. I'm going to rename this Xpresso. Right-click it. Programming tag Xpresso. New window. Inside this window, I'm going to put my bendy controller, and I'm going to take his coordinates, transform, scale, and scale X. Because if I take, I'm going to put back to 0. If I select my controller, take the scale tool, you see that this one is X. And then I'm going to rename that like a spline L arm, and this one is going to be L for arm. So I can just slide it here, and I know I'm interested in the handle one here, so I'm going to grab it, handles, and this is depth, this is this one. By default, the value of the size of this stuff is 1, but I want a basic value of 0. So I'm going to take a math node, set it to subtract 1. So I've got 1 minus 1, and here my value is 0. And I can put also a range mapper, because usually I want to multiply my scale by a certain amount so that the controller is more snappy, and I like to set the range from 0 to 1 to 0 to 2 or through I don't know. Up, so now my value here should be 0. It's 0, so it means we didn't make any mistake. I'm going to copy paste this node. And I guess Spline, I'm going to take this one here. So this tag. I'm going to put it here. I guess Spline L for arm, and I'm going to grab. So I want this handle here. So the index 0, handle depth tag. And now it's 0. Meaning that when I'm going to bend my arm, I'm going to have a regular arm bending, you see, with a straight angle. And if I take my bendy control now, set my controllers from model to object and resize it on X, you see that it's making a beautiful curve. And if you watch it here, you see that I've got some depth happening inside my IK Spline tag. So maybe, depending on your character, you will have to change your range mapper in order to have different values here. Because here it works with this calculation, but maybe here you would need to have, instead of 0.2, 0.1.5, I don't know. So it is, you need to adapt it to your character. So I'm going to set it back to 0, this as well. And I've got my rubberhose control for my arm. Now we can just copy paste it to the other side. So in order to do so, I'm just going to take my edge folder here, right click, selective run. And same for the controllers here. I'm going to character, mirror tool. I'm going to mirror from plus to minus. So plus to minus here. Options, I want to make sure that I'm cloning the tags. And for the axis, usually rotate doesn't work very well. So what I do is I just try everything until I see something not too buggy. So not the best way to do it, I guess, but yeah. You see I've got a bug here, I don't know what something is not working properly. And it's normal, it never works properly when you want to copy paste a full rig from one side to another. I usually don't do it. I think this is the left shoulder. The right shoulder, I mean, yes. Why is it here? I have no idea. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to accept that it's bugged. I see the end is bugged as well. I'm going to delete the constraint. Up, shoulder. And I'm going to redo the shoulder, but just the shoulder. So I'm just going to take the shoulder here. Character, mirror tool. Mirror, okay, it doesn't work. Mirror tool, rotate. Mirror doesn't work. Why? I don't know. I don't want to clone the tag, maybe. Yes, okay. So I've got my right shoulder. And I'm going to delete everything that's inside. So everything here. And I can put this all back inside here. Okay. My hand, I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. Freeze it. Selection run, freeze all. So now, nothing worked properly. If I rotate. Nope, nothing. I'm going to delete and delete. Ah. Okay, this was good. No, stop, try it. Okay, so I've got my shoulder here. I'm going to intag, constraint, transform, maintenir original, and I'm going to target my controller here. This works here.
Non, non, tu arrêtes.
Sorry, my dog is destroying my apartment right now. So next, it didn't copy, of course, the Xpresso, so we need to do it again. But first, inside my right shoulder, I will need to take my right hand, in tag, constraint, transform, maintain original, and I'm going to target my right hand FK here. So now when I move that, my hand is moving as well. If I move my shoulder, everything should be moving. This moves, okay. And now I just need to copy paste, just check also the bendy controller. Yes. I just need to copy paste this once. So I'm just going to do a copy paste. And I'm going to select the L bendy control node, and I'm going to slide it in the attributes here. I'm going to slide the L bendy control. And for my tags, so I'm going to my arm bind. Did it change the name? Yes, it did actually. It's nice. Put this here, and for arm, put this here. So just switching left for right, basically. So now when I want to rotate, it will rotate, and when I want to scale it, I've got my beautiful rotation. Okay, well, I will need to, of course, do some controllers for the legs, etc. But I'm not going to do it now. We are done pretty much. I'm just going to set some colors for each side. So basic, custom, red, basic, custom, blue, blue. I'm going to set the bendy in another color so that I find them easily. This is going to be pink as well. And everything here is going to be green. Okay. And now you just have to bind your character. So we just can take the legs, hoodie, hands, head, hairband, and bind it to the joint. So hips, spine, torso, neck, head, left shoulder, not the arm FK. They're just here to drive the bind joints. So I take everything named bind. And also my fingers. Same thing for the right side. I don't take the last joint for the fingers because it doesn't control anything, so we don't need it. And then the legs, and I can just go to character, bind, okay. And now we should be good. We are good, but the weighting is very bad, and we will need to paint by hand in order to have something working properly. But the important part is that we can see now that if I bend my arm and then take my bendy control, first I can move my arm independently, and secondly I can scale my bendy control and have this beautiful arc and move it pretty much everywhere I want and put the arc as big as I want to. So this is how you create bendy controls inside Cinema 4D. Thank you guys, see ya!